let's start our panel. Welcome everyone, and we'll talk today about Java and electronic trading. We still have some audience with us. Some audience. Anyway, we will remain. The video will remain, and we'll put some. Let's say. We'll transcript it inside of the magazine, so on the next issue we'll be able to see it. Good. Let's start with some small intro from everyone. So I'll just make rotate here, and I'll invite you to present yourself. So let's see. Laurent, welcome, Laurent. Bonjour.
Hello. Bonjour. Can we say that? Bună dimineața.
Oh, that's great. Have you been in Cluj?
Yeah, indeed, because our main development team is in Cluj. So I'm glad to be there. As a short introduction, I'm the head of architect on ETVT. Sorry for the title, but basically what I do is ensuring the best practices, and the team love what they do. And I've been there for like 10 years. And I have a classical, let's say, path. I used to be developer, and that's I'm the black sheep because my main experience was on C#. So sorry, guys, but still, no, I'm convinced about Java. So we are safe.
That's great. Okay, thank you, Laurent. Let's go next to Stefan. Stefan, welcome. Tell us a few words about you.
Salut. So I'm Stefan. I'm head of development at Dora, but at the core of my heart, I'm still a programmer, a developer. I love to code, and I hope I'll be able to do that for a very long time. For the one that doesn't know Dora, so we are a product company. We build systems for institutions that play this game on electronic trading, right? So that's our market. My role it's on one of the products. Actually, my product it's about pre and post trading operations. I used to tell the colleagues in the team that if you complain about the legacy code in that project, you complain about my code. So
that's a good one.
So I used to be one of the first developers in the project, like 17 or 18 years ago.
You never know when you come back to coding.
Yeah, I code almost every week.
Okay, that's nice.
So I never let that. I still love to code.
Okay, great. Thank you, Stefan. Let's go now to Luis.
So a little bit about myself. Okay, nowadays I am the team lead of a team called Java Core at Flow Traders. What we do over there is basically integration with other teams, and we have some software that will be doing that does storage of trades and orders for compliance reasons and so on and so forth. So basically, when we talk about integration between other platforms of Flow Traders, chances are Java Core will be involved. And yeah, besides that, a bit about myself. I am Brazilian. I do have a small family over here in the Netherlands. I have 2 kids, a wife, 8 cats.
8 cats?
No, just one.
One.
It used to be 2, but they got old. So I'm looking forward to getting more cats in the future. And I started with Java. Well, I am mainly a technical guy. I'm not too expert on finance. I started with Java more than 20 years ago, incrementally. So first mixed with PHP, Classic ASP, etc. At some point, I did some contracting work in Brazil. I moved to Ireland I stayed in Ireland for roughly 5 years, working in some interesting companies over there. And nowadays I'm happy at Full Traders, and happy in the Netherlands also. So yeah, that's it about me. I can keep talking for hours, but let's move on.
Okay. So yeah, the first question will be actually for let's ask for you, since we are Luis. Tell us a little bit about what projects are you involved.
Well, so I already mentioned a bit. We do have Order Store. That is a software that does storage of orders in a big data platform, and this data is consumed by other projects. We do have a bunch of legacy projects that we are migrating to a more modern platform. And also, I'm involved in diverse initiatives for increasing the observability of the platforms. So doing exactly what I was mentioning, enabling metrics, making sure that we can get concrete insights on where the time is spent. But yeah, those are let's say the major things. There are other projects like updating of the Java version across the whole company and so on and so forth.
Oh, sometimes this is freezing. Okay, so let's go next. Laurent, tell us a little bit more about your what you are doing and your products.
So on our side, our main purpose is what we call connectivity. So it's the ability to connect everyone so they can trade. We do have also software to do the trading on its own. So my main concern and my main purposes in life, let's say, is ensuring those messages, that the connectivity, so when it comes from someone and goes to the market, are like as short as possible. So for that, we have a performance team that is focusing exactly on what Luis presented, all the GC stuff, all those kind of things, to be sure the performance are always repeatable, because that's the key in performances. Not have the best throughput, but at least be sure it's always the same throughput all along the life of the order. And meanwhile, so we try to ensure everyone is aligned. We try to ensure that everyone is somehow motivated, let's say. So we try to push teams to try new things and keep that in the activity. I will say that framework, but it's not a framework. It's really the best practices and all that kind of thing. So that's really a very let's say wonderful world, because I love digging into all that. And that's the day to day. Basically, I don't have much. And there is also, of course, all the process of escalating, of knowing why an issue happens, dig into what happened, and tackle and find the right team. So that's
okay. And the main development is in Cluj?
Yeah. So if we go that way, so yeah, there is 120 people. I just asked the HR to be sure I would say the right numbers. So that's and they are shared between C# and Java, indeed, because as I said, the front end is in C# and the back end is in Java, and will stay in Java for sure. And it's really and there is a reason why it's actually the main development center, because those guys are really talented, and they are usually really involved into what they do. They are pushing, they are taking initiatives. So that's really nice to work with them, really. So
okay. Sounds great. Okay, let's go to Stefan. Stefan, tell us a little about your projects.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So as I said before, I'm taking care of a project that it's involving pre and post trading operations, meaning that we provide live data, real-time data to our clients, and also metrics, indicators, and everything computed for them to be able to decide if they are going to sell or buy, or I don't know what else they want to do with their positions. And also the product that I'm coordinating, is taking care of the post trading, meaning allocations, reconciliations, all the communication with the third party involved in the settlement and everything of the trade flow. This product it's fully on Java, so we have Java backend, Java frontend. Of course, we have some JavaScript for graphs and stuff like that, but it's purely Java otherwise. So we can do nice UIs in Java tools, but the backend for the backend you kind of need Java if you want like a product that is going to run
a serious programming language. You need Java.
Yeah, it's interesting because I know, Stefan, your product is very complex from someone, working there. They were saying, you have a lot of...
Yeah, so the business is very complex, right? So the other product that we have, like, it has like a huge connectivity with every single broker exchange and so on, but the business is more linear. I mean, you put an order, the scope is to get that executed, right? But my project is more about what happens before you put that order and what happens after that order got executed. So the business is more complex. It's way more complex, and we have to compute I know every kind of P&L that some guys are inventing now, more with the crypto world, right? The crypto currencies and then the crypto exchanges. We can see that the creativity of the ones putting those exchanges online, it's huge, and they create some products that I don't know. We really need to revert the math they are doing to be able to compute those numbers too. So it's a lot of math there. It's a lot of business. You need to know every single part from the fund manager, from the fund admin, from portfolio manager with the traders, and then with operations and third parties. So you kind of have everyone involved in these trading operations.
Okay, and one question: what kind? That's basically my next question is what kind of Java version are you using? I'm curious.
Okay.
I mean, where is it?
It's so for production servers, we are using a mix of 8 and 11. Not all our products are yet migrated to 11. The plan is to do that in the next couple of months. But our code it's compiling with Java 16 already, so we kind of keep our code compiling and running. So the unit tests and everything we also run with the latest Java. But still going to production with something is not only one project decision. So there are many parts involved, and sometimes one has other priorities, and it's taking some time to go with 11. Of course, you are not going to use any Java version that is not with long-term support for
totally
production.
And you are going with the Oracle JVM, or you use some other JVM?
Adopt OpenJDK.
Okay.
That's the plan for Java 11, and we already have some services running with that.
I see.
We also tested, and I'm very eager to test more, the Liberica, the one backed by JetBrains. They use that for their own tools.
Yeah, we had some good experiences with it, actually.
Yeah. So we kind of look at that tool, and maybe we will switch to that. But for now, we use Adopt.
Are there any obvious advantages to move it to that one, or?
Yes, they have a build for Apple Silicon.
I see.
Adopt doesn't have. And of course, our clients can run the software on any device, and some clients use Apples for that.
Interesting. So for the front end, okay, nice.
Yeah, for the front end, but we kind of try to have the very same version running in the back end and the front end. So our delivery method, we deliver the JVM tool. We don't rely on what clients has installed on this machine because we never tested with his own version, right? So we want to be sure that the software behaves like we tested.
Okay.
That's why we also deliver.
Just a curiosity, which technology you guys use for the front end part?
Good old Swing, plus some Java.
No one
effects.
is judging. No one is judging.
No. It's a good old. Like,
No,
Yeah,
actually,
right.
it's still running. We also have parts developed with JavaFX. Now we kind of sorry that we did that because it's not maintained anymore by Oracle. But we also have parts with like web technology, especially for charts, because we weren't able to find a very nice looking charting library in pure Java, so we kind of had to go to web technology for that.
Okay, great. Thank you, Stefan. Let's go next to Luis. Okay, Luis. So what? Some more technical. What Java version are you using?
Well,
if you can say.
The answer, well, of course, I cannot talk about any trading secret here, but the more technical stuff. The answer is roughly the same. Like, we do have a mix of Java 8 and Java 11 on production. We do have the plan of going to Java 11 and to keep moving on the long-term support for most of the applications. This is part of the things that are keeping me busy. Getting agreement with everybody is the difficult part. It's not the technical part per se. And of course, evaluating if there was some performance impact by moving to a new JVM, etc. So it is a process that it is not easy to coordinate. Regarding the vendor, most of the applications that I deal with, they're using Liberica. And actually, my experience with that has been very positive so far. For example, for Java 8, depending on the minor version, they backported the support of Flight Recorder to their Java 8 because Oracle open sourced on Java 11, and then they backported to their Java 8, which is really nice for me because half of the applications that I care about are on Java 8. So yeah, did I answer your question and all of the insights you wanted to have, or?
Okay, and one more, how you are dealing, because you mentioned during the presentation, but how you are dealing with the garbage collection, when it's entering, when it's stopping, are you trying to stop it from running always,
yes.
Right?
So basically what we do, well, I can tell about the applications under my umbrella.
Sure, yes.
I'm not doing like the low latency part. But what we do, we limit there are some parameters for limiting the time that the GC will be running. There are some issues that could be easily solved by simply readjusting the settings to something that would make more sense. So yeah, per application basis, unfortunately. I wish to have some settings that would apply for everything, but it's not the case, unfortunately.
Okay, and so let's go next. Let's go next to, not to me, to Laurent. Laurent, if it's fine for you, can you tell us a little bit more about your product? I mean, your system, what Java version are you using, or
yeah? So the version, we are almost. I think there is like six platforms that are still running on Java 8. The rest is in Java 11. We are not yet on Java 16 for the compilation, for the language on its own for the compilation. It was a path to reach this point because there was some class path stuff that was needed to be fixed. But that's where we stand right now. So that's really, we are really pleased to see that we are almost there and we have all the Java 11 up and running. We on our side we are relying on the Oracle JVM, except for some very sensitive client. Where even if we try to tune the GC parameters, all those kind of stuff, we were not able to reach their, let's say, expectation. And in this case, we are usually using the Zing JVM, so the no pause GC, which, well, it costs. It have a cost. It's 3,500 per year or per month. I don't remember. It's quite
Which
cost,
one?
but
Which
the
one?
the Zing
Yeah, the one from Azul.
exactly,
the
the one
really
from
good
Azul.
one, yeah.
Okay.
And it's this GC from the Zing GC from Azul is there like for I don't remember how long, but like 5 years, something like that. And that's provide really good result in some specific cases, let's say, because you don't have any pause. You don't have any pause. That's what they said commercially. But yeah, the client need to pay for this, so it's not an open free JVM, let's say. So that's how we manage our things. And yeah, that's I think that's it. There is not much. So
Okay, and okay, let's go to more to electronic tradings. So what are your main challenging today in electronic tradings?
So the question is for me, or?
Yeah, I mean, what are the main challenging today? Yeah,
So-
it's is there.
Yeah,
It's-
no worries. So what we observe, at least from our client, is like they are willing to get rid of the trader.
I see.
It's not good for the people, but the trader are like costly. And especially in agency business. So agency business it's not really principal trading business. It's not the same way of working. So agency business is just like you're the one who is executing orders on behalf of someone. So someone is sending you orders and you are the one executing it on the market. So you are not trading on your own. So that's why when a trader does that, he needs to be really efficient because he's just executing orders for someone. And the point there is that indeed they are willing to automate all that. That's really what they want. I don't want trader. I want smart algorithm. I want smart decision. I want analytics to know what is happening, and then the order goes straight to the market without any human intervention. So that's the challenges we are facing today: to automate as much as possible, to try to put like new algorithm without doing principal trading. So staying in the agency world. And it goes to a lot of innovation. There is buzzword, of course, like artificial intelligence or whatever stuff like that. That's still very the beginning. So that's a challenge we have, and maintain the performance, of course. That's
really interesting.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting.
And yeah, I mean, if you started to apply AI, I was thinking why you are not applying more AI in the electronic trading. But yeah, if you start this, I think that's great. Good. Let's go then to Stefan. So Stefan, one more question. So yeah, let's go to the same question. So what are the main challenges today in the electronic trading? How do you see the market?
Before answering this, can I go back to the previous question with the garbage collection?
Sorry. I was not asking you the garbage collector.
No,
Okay.
don't worry.
Sorry, I move it. Okay,
I just want to
Please.
back up Luis, because there is no silver bullet you can use in your software to solve that problem. It's a problem that exists and is going to exist even if you are going to try to solve it as much as possible. So what we are doing, it's similar with that the guys are doing. It depends on the service. The critical ones that we kind of don't want any pause at all. We adopted something that it's not very popular for Java, but we are using
Off-heat.
You are using mutable objects and try to create zero garbage. So like for the critical path
Mm-hmm.
service.
But this is on server or on the client side?
Server, no. So this is also server side.
Okay, so also
you cannot put that on a
So
client.
try to not.
It is, and it's not like a product, just a service that does only one thing, but you want to do it like really fast and no pausing and everything. So that's,
like reusing a pool of objects, like the disruptor, stuff like that.
So everything is mutable, and you are reusing the very same object as much as possible. The scope is to create 0. Of course, it's impossible to be 0.
Yeah. There is even a garbage collector for disabling the garbage collector, right?
And we use that, right?
Yeah,
Amazing.
the Epsilon one. Yeah.
Amazing.
We just don't want to any garbage collector to interfere our work.
And in terms of memory usage and how much memory are you using, compared with the case when you are using garbage collector, how much you are doubling the, for example, needed.
Ovidio, this is just for some very critical paths, like a service that doesn't do many things, do only one thing, but
very fast.
Very fast, yeah.
I see.
So it's not for the complex product and does a lot of things and stuff like that, because it's also a different programming strategy, right? So you kind of have to forget the good patterns if you are going to do this.
Yeah, there is always a trade-off, right? So like you gain, let's say, memory usage, but also you're going to trade with CPU, with some of the ugly code base, etc.
Yeah. So we use this only very limited for a very few services. In general, we have lots of memory usage, and we always allocate more than we need. Tends to be good, but it also has problems with that, of course, because when you have a lot of memory, it's going to get defragmented, right? Fragmented, and you don't want GC to do the defragmentation during business hours on a huge heap. So we kind of have a mixed solution for every single service. And as Luis said, we are adjusting our VM settings very often.
Oh,
sometimes almost weekly, because we look at the metrics for the week, and we find out something that we may think that can be improved, and we try that. It's about the performance question that you had earlier.
Yes.
There is no performance test better than a production test, right? So,
but that's for sure.
So the production is the best test you can have. Of course, we try to replicate as much as possible by recording days of trading and replaying everything. Yeah. Of course, we do that, but still we somehow have surprises in production, and also we have to prepare for some events that may happen in the market, like an earthquake or something in some sides and of the planet, and we need to be ready for that also. Yeah,
makes sense. Okay, so makes sense. And Stefan, one question: what do you like to use from the latest Java version that you cannot use in production? I mean, due to the Java version.
Yeah.
Right? If there is any,
I would say that the garbage collector and the JGC, we will really like to use that.
Okay.
JGC.
JGC.
Which is
ZGC.
Yes.
ZGC. Okay.
Yeah, it's depending of the language. We don't know how to pronounce it actually.
Okay, great. And we should go to. Okay, so Stefan, let's go to Luis, and I'll come back with the trading question. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Let's rotate. So Luis, it's the same. Let's cover these two. I was thinking to skip it. So, do you have any features from Java that you want to use in production you cannot use? I mean, from the latest
actually,
Java.
I am a bit conservative myself. So, for example, the language features that we use nowadays, I am mostly happy with. One thing that I don't know if it already landed, the newer versions of Java. I'm not following closely, but one thing that I hope lands soon enough, and I wish to use directly or indirectly, is the value types. Simply to be able to, let's say, having this continuous access to the memory without needing to do silly, unsafe stuff. I think it will be interesting for the low latency world in general. I think the value types are the biggest thing that caught my mind like every time.
Okay, and how do you see the main challenges in electronic trading today? What do you think are the main problems, or the main things you try to resolve?
So, well,
you might be, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I'm the best person for this question, but what I see personally, for example, there was mentioned like, hey, we have machine learning and AI to be able to take decisions. But at the same time, to be able to have an efficient machine learning or AI to do things, you need to do like a large data analysis. So having this bulk of data processed on time and then feeding the algorithmic decisions, I believe it is the biggest challenge. I am very curious to see where the field will go, like in a few years. But yeah, that's my opinion. Of course, we can go on having low latency for GC environment. Of course, those things are always a challenge. But I see machine learning more applied, correctly applied, etc. I think it is a difference.
Okay, good. Let's go then to to Laurent. Laurent, one question regarding how you handling digital currency versus classical, market share. Is it totally different? Is somehow similar? How you're dealing with this?
So on our side, unfortunately, let's say we are not really FX trading, so we don't do any. We don't sell any currency trading to our client.
Okay.
Because every scope of the trading is really specific. So you have also equity shares, you have derivative shares. The way on how to trade that is different. So our core business is really equity trading, derivative trading. We do have one or two clients which are using our software to do FX trading, to do currency trading. We do have initiative like, so there is it's really awesome because on Cluj side they are really building like events, and during one event, this event where it's called Ship It, it's like during 2 days you tell the developer do whatever you want to leverage to enhance the platform, and one of the team actually build a gateway connection to the I think it was Kraken at that time, which is the cryptocurrency market. So we were able from our software to actually deal on Kraken. So but beside that, which is like innovation or pure innovation, we are focusing on derivative and equity. That's our core business.
I see. And you mentioned before that you are using AI, or you start thinking to use AI.
Yeah.
Where are you using to analyze the market and create different?
Yes and no. There is, in this decision that I just, we are once again we are agency trading, so we receive order from some client and we send them to the right destination, and it can be also a source, so it can be what we call a best execution. So choose the best market to execute your order, because some order can be executed in multiple markets because it's the same security, and In between, there is a trader. So the trader receives the order, and then he thinks, where should I and when should I execute this order, and should I split this order during the day to not impact too much the market? This decision, if you ask the artificial intelligence to learn about the trader, so to learn how the trader usually behave, so you might have the ability to extract some pattern, like, okay, we know that this trader for this client is usually executing the order, like splitting the order twice or three times a day. You see those patterns, so knows how the trader is actually trading compared to the instrument and the client you are on. We can extract those patterns, learn on this, and then you don't need the trader anymore. It's a bit sad to say that, but that's the idea. That's where the artificial intelligence came into place. You see.
I see. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, sounds really interesting, and I got a good perspective. Good. Let's go to Stefan. Stefan, how are you handling the same question? How are you handling digital currency versus classical share? If you are handling them, of course.
We are.
Okay.
So at Tora, we have two brands. Back in 2018, we created another brand called Caspian. You may have heard of it or not.
Okay, I know it.
Okay,
from,
so
yeah,
Caspian,
one of your colleagues, yes.
Yeah, so Caspian, it's still our products, branded differently for the crypto market. So we have the very same code that is going to handle both traditional and virtual cryptocurrencies.
And you are connecting to with the cryptocurrency. You are connecting to a
bunch of exchanges.
To an exchange. Yes.
So we have like 20 something exchanges that we are connecting. Most of the clients are using our software to trade, but the biggest ones, of course, they have bots and they use the direct exchange API, because this is the big difference between the crypto world and the traditional world, right? So in the traditional world, a client kind of need us to go and trade. They cannot go directly to the exchange. But here, the exchange it's playing a very important role. So and anyone big enough is going to trade directly with the exchange because faster. You don't have a hop in between like us, right? You go directly there, and also your algorithms are not going to be seen by us, so you can do your own. So we just, in such cases, we just collect everything they do real time from the exchange and run the very same metrics that we have, like indicators and everything, to help them decide. So these kind of clients, like huge clients that trade like billions per month, use us as they put their orders directly on the exchange, but use our data to decide if they are going to trade or not. So our indicators are used by them, but the orders go directly to the exchange for these like very big whales. Of course, the smaller normal ones are use our software for that too. So to answer like directly your question, we handle digital currencies like every currency. It's an FX trading for us, so it's a currency pair. You FX trade like every other currency, with the, of course, exception that for crypto world, there are different kind of products like the perpetual swaps. If you are familiar with the crypto, you may have heard of that. It's a product that it's not available on the traditional markets. So we kind of have to implement that, and also some other methodology to compute the P&L and revenue. We had to adapt for that. But at the core, the software it's only one, running on different servers, different.
And in terms of volumes, do you see more? I mean, is the crypto market, coming closer to the classical?
No way. So it's way beyond. But still, if you are going to count the number of transactions, it's getting closer. Usually on the crypto market, the transactions are the volume, like the notional transaction, it's lower, like just a few dollars or maybe even low. So the total number of transactions is getting closer, but in terms of money, it's not there, and I don't think it's going to be there unless, and I hope so, unless some like big players, institutional, are going to join that market.
I see. Okay, great. Thanks. Let's go now to Luis. Luis, the next question. Okay, so you are on the clients, or not. So, are you using any good? So, what kind of data visualization are you using for showing this complexity of the market and prediction algorithms?
Yeah, I cannot answer this question. Simply because my team is a bit far from the guys that are doing that. I can tell that we do use some normal, let's say, tools in our big data set, like generating graphs, etc. But I'm pretty sure you don't mean that. You mean the things related to the negotiations, so I cannot answer this one. Regarding crypto, I know that Flow Traders is doing great, but I cannot give much details.
Okay. Yeah.
I know we issue ETFs for crypto. I know Flow Traders is, if not the first one of the very first market makers to do that. But basically, this is information that I know by reading articles about Flow Traders, not because this.
I know Chris is very good on this, but I'm not sure if he's still online.
Yeah, I don't
please,
know.
if you can hear us.
Of course.
Okay. So,
nice.
Okay, so Chris, if you want to answer, that's great. Let me put you on screen.
Thank you.
You'll still have the name of Luis. I don't have it for you, but it should be fine.
That's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, as a market maker in ETF, and we also kind of provide market making services to cryptocurrencies and individual crypto exchanges. We've been doing this for a couple of years. I already had a speech on that one, 2018, I think, in IT days about cryptocurrencies and where the cryptocurrencies go at that moment of time.
And did you see lately an increase in the cryptocurrency, or how is behaving? And also, I know you are saying that it should be regulated, which is not yet the case, right?
I'm not saying it should be regulated. The market decides that themselves. Our opinion, of course, it's always a fairer market if it is regulated. And of course, we see an awful lot of volatility, which is always good for every trading side. But on the other hand side, it also, I think, over time, will just give it a very clear stamp of, is this trustworthy? So a bit of a regulation, because a coin shouldn't just exist for a couple of days and sink a couple of billions. When you look at these cryptocurrencies, for a lot of people, it's a gold rush. But as in everything, in the past in the gold rush, people lost their lives. Now they lost their money. An individual to be able to kind of burn a couple of billion within a couple of hours is not something I would actually lay all my eggs in. Let's be very honest. That's a basket you have to be very careful with. Of course, it is an amazing fascination. From a technical point, from a trading point of view, it's not something that is more unusual than all other ETFs and instruments we are actively trading and market makers. That's for sure. From a technology point of view, the exposure is actually quite low compared to highly regulated markets. Laurent already said, all the MiFID, the regulatory implications that you have with trading software that you also have to honor and for sure be aware of. Of course, we are in a completely different market there with cryptocurrency.
Agree. And one more question. Laurent was saying that they are using, for example, AI to predict, the trader behavior. Are you using any AI in any other ways?
Of course, we are active in algorithmic trading. We could not survive without. It always depends on where do you look in. I think also Laurent mentioned market data. The amount of market data. We have multiple listings on different exchanges. Sometimes, in the difference of milliseconds, sometimes only nanoseconds. You have to be very aware what the implications are on the underlying market. So for us, that kind of speed is majorly important. It is our bread and butter.
I see. Okay. Thank you, Chris. Yes, thank you for clarifying this, and we'll keep you closer then. Okay, good. Let's go to Laurent. Laurent, what is? Okay. So, since you are doing the client for the traders, what kind of technology are you using for data visualization?
So on the pure, so we have two sides. So for the pure business part, we are not yet there. Let's say, so we have basic statistics using pie chart or whatever, which shows the repartition or the where our client is trading. So you can see, okay, this client is trading like 50% of Europe, I don't know, stuff like that. But then internally, for all the diagnostic purpose, for all diagnostic purposes, so the performance, the number of messages going through our infrastructure, we do use a usual, I think that's the usual one, the Elasticsearch engine. So we insert all our logs of our clients, and we're able to extract whatever information we will need. It's usually used, so we even achieve to have like the detailed, meaning what happens at this particular milliseconds or microseconds, and it helps us to build timelines and to show where was the peaks, let's say, things like that. But it's not really business; it's really for diagnostic purposes that we do use this. So I don't know if I'm answering your question actually.
Well, I think that's good. That's good. And yeah, let's go to the next one then. We are getting closer. What's your plan to the growth plan especially in Cluj, or worldwide, or with an accent for the Cluj?
So yeah, on our side, another figure. So we plan to have 20 more developers in Cluj until the end of the year. The reason behind is, like, as I said in the beginning, it's a really talented people we have there. So that's why we are searching for new talents, and we are building. So our infrastructure and the way we are organized, but I think it's the same in every software company. It's like plugin and extension and modules. So as soon as we need a new feature or we need something new, we build a new module, which is our business, and we plan to build like many new modules, and this will be done in many new products, and this will be done in Cluj for sure. So that's where we are heading.
Sounds. And the other development center, where is in Paris, or
so,
I'm not sure.
Paris, there is few people. So initially, at the very beginning, it was like 15 years ago, even more, 20 years ago. The core developer were there, but now it's in Hong Kong, Cluj, and that's the main development.
Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. Let's go to Stefan. Stefan, I'm trying to not skip you the questions. So.
It's okay. You can say that.
No. So, are you using anything nice technology for showing the visualization data there?
I still believe that the best way to show data, it's a grid, like a table, right?
Okay.
Because everyone in this market, it's used to seeing numbers and comparing numbers and everything like that. But of course, we also present charts, nice charts with effects on everything for more like management side of the client, because the trader usually looks at the numbers and he cares only about numbers.
I see. So for the traders, you just show the table with the numbers and maybe some graphs.
He can choose what to see, of course, but usually the traders are going to choose the numbers, and and with some small chart here and there in some cells, of course, but like very nice charts. It's usually for the portfolio manager and the management.
I was just thinking by curiosity, are the traders notify something bad is happening, or like SMS or something, or they should know? How is this usually work?
By looking at the data
no, let's see that he's not with the client open, so he goes at home and something bad is happening on the market. He got notified somehow, or can he?
We have a mobile application and where he set some notification and he can get those notifications.
I see. Okay, yeah, that's smart.
We are not going to call the client.
Okay,
so no, we are not going to call him.
Or sending them SMSs or something. No,
we used to do that, if I remember correctly, long time ago. I was in Tokyo back then. We used to have like an SMS for support notifications. So of course we support our software 24/7, but sometimes you have to like go somewhere privately for a few minutes, and if you have no backup, you need to know what's happening to the servers and everything. And we used to have like a playground. It was like a relay production. Some SMS sent to the support person. If he or she didn't react in a matter of seconds.
I see. Okay.
But
okay.
no, we don't notify clients by SMS, or we don't call them unless there is something wrong with our services and we need to inform them.
Talking about Japanese, I remember when I was, some stories from there with in other some projects, and they were saying that if you do a deal with them, you have to sign somewhere on a wall, and if you sign there, then the CEO can call the other CEO. Some crazy stuff like this.
I didn't hear something.
Okay, good. Okay, so and what are your growing plan for the next 6 months on Tora? In Cluj, I suppose.
Tora has like 99% of the research and development here in Cluj. Even if we have offices in so many countries, still the development, the research and development, it's here, and it's driven by us here. So also the management of that, it's here. Our plan is our hope is to hire about 20-25.
Okay, so the same as activity, something like this.
Yeah, so we hope to grow our teams with about 20-25 in the next months.
Yeah, that's nice because each year we got more graduates. So this year we just, anyway, yeah, the graduates. Probably you don't hire graduates, but it was, their event was this, I think, last week. Okay, let's go to Luis. Luis, if you want to, that's more like a Chris question, but sorry.
No, but I can, I suppose, let's say about plans on growing the side of things.
Yes.
I can give my perspective on this, actually. Well, of course, I don't have numbers about we'll grow 20 developers or something. But what I can tell is for positions opened, we have offices in Amsterdam and Cluj. The majority of our development force is in Amsterdam, but there is like a good amount in Cluj. The last positions that I interviewed people for, we were considering Cluj and Amsterdam people roughly with the same priority. I understand the pandemic might have helped with this. I'm new to the company, so I cannot tell, let's say, how it was before. But in terms of priority, the consideration for both locations is the same nowadays. So basically, we have a position open. It will be listed for Amsterdam and Cluj. Chances are.
Okay. And you are the guys who took the interview, which is good to know.
Yeah. So I can I
That's
can
fine.
give some tips of what we are looking for, but basically I think Chris mentioned right on the spot.
Yeah, I think we are fine with this. Yeah, and he
Yeah,
mentioned we got a special question on this. Okay, good. Let's go to Laurent. We'll have the last question. So, Laurent, how do you see the future of trading from your perspective?
So, by future, it will be all inclusive, the development. No, I'm kidding. It's the one point which was good from really important, that the Cluj entity is independent, meaning that they have the management there, they are doing all their own stuff, and that's why they are so powerful, because all the human resources guys there are doing incredible stuff. And that's what I wanted to face before we move on. So for the future of the trading, it's and that's why we are investing on that. It's really the AI, it's the analytics, it's the automation on the and unfortunately the trader will not be involved anymore. Let's say that's good for us, bad for the banks. Let's say for the trader, but that's how I think. It's really like an automated world, taking decision without any human intervention, and that's where we are heading. The cryptocurrency might or might not be part of the picture. I think it will be. That's for sure. And that's how I think things.
And basically, yes.
Yeah, and for that we are really building. We are really building new products, like for the AI, for the analytics. We are leveraging. So same on the UI, we get rid of C#. I forgot to mention that we are getting rid of C#, even if it was my first love, let's say. But for now, we are leveraging all the web approach, because there are community, there are components there that are already answering all the need we expect. And all those new products using new technology are really will be managed, let's say, by the Cluj office, because that's where we have talented people. So yeah, that's
so basically the client will just set its goal, and the application will try to go with that goals or
and
direction, right?
How can we get rid of a trader?
Right. We'll see. Okay, thank you, Laurent. Let's go to Stefan. Stefan, we are back to you. How do you see the future of trading?
I'm on a similar page with Laurent. So I think the algo trading it's growing and growing, and it's going to be used more and more. But I also see like the traditional market opening to retail, and let's say the crypto market opening to institutional. So kind of merging of these two markets, and more retail trading. So to be able to trade from home, whatever you want, without needing a broker or settlement bank on anything in between.
I see. Okay, good.
But that's just my personal opinion. I'm not an expert. I'm the technical guy in Tora.
You saw a lot there.
I'm not a product guy. So
right. Yeah, but
this answer is from me, a technical guy looking at software and what others are doing.
Okay, good. Thank you, Stefan. Let's go now to Laurent. We got to and let's go to Louise. Okay, like this. So, Louise, how do you see the future of trading?
Well, I do see automation taking a special place, but I also see the cooperation with traders happening a lot. Simply by observing the let's say what I see happening at Flow Traders, there are always new opportunities. So I believe the future will be like that. Might be that AI will play a role. Might be that we will have further automation, but I still see the traders as let's say as a necessary part. Again, my personal opinion as a technical guy, etc. But yeah, this is how I see it myself.
Okay, thank you. I'm not sure if Chris still looking to us, but yeah, let's
Of course I am.
Okay, so let's, Chris, if you like to answer to this question, let me put you on screen.
I think it's a very wide question. Just to have that.
Yeah. So how do you see the future of trading?
I would for sure pick very similar like Stefan. We will see new products. If it's cryptocurrencies, where they go, how they go. We see more retail. There is a lot of space to go if you compare it to, for example, the American market, where everyone, Robinhood included, is just trading around 24/7. We are a bit behind there, so there's for sure a lot of natural growth still coming. On the other hand side, will AI replace the human trader aspect? That's going to be a difficult question because I would assume that regulators would still like to have the human aspect always covering trading decisions. But if it's purely technical decisions, I would not see any reason why the machine couldn't be better than a human. But the markets, as we recently actually saw with cryptocurrency, are not necessarily technical. They are on a very broad technical base, and it gets faster, more accurate, or whatever you want from a technical perspective, which is natural growth. I'm pretty sure we're going there. How the traders will be impacted is completely different. I see already today, with 20 years of perspective, 20 years back, every trader wanted a lot of space. Today, they want less space. They want less distraction because you have to focus far more, and you have no time anymore. Executions 20 years back, it took a couple of seconds. Nowadays, they took a couple of months. And that's a major difference. And yeah, for sure, from a technical point of view, you would not see traders soon anymore. But from a real practical point, legislation, I don't see things disappearing quickly.
If I may add a word to that, I hope traders are not going to be replaced by AI, because if that's going to happen, I see no reason AI wouldn't replace a developer, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Depends. How long is the timeline, right?
So we need the developers.
If it's 50 years from now, who knows?
Yeah, I don't think the nature of those jobs will change. Like they will still be needed, but AI might be helping some aspects that we lose time nowadays, and then we need to manage other new problems.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always how it happens.
It's only pattern we are trying to figure out. It's not like replacing the whole brain of a trader, definitely. It's like all the usual, to close on that. On our side, what we are trying to achieve is really the usual pattern the trader does for some clients, stuff like that. This can be automated. But then when there is complex order coming in, big orders that needs to be managed, only the human brain, someone can do that. So we are not at the 100% automation is like not possible at all. So that's for sure.
Agree. Thank you everyone for the very nice panel we had today. We'll publish some of the articles also in English, which were today are translated only in Romania. You can see them on todaysoftbank.ro. But I promise you that we'll come and publish them in English too. Thank you very much. For our audience, we'll have the next event launch in 14 August, so basically a month from now on. Okay, thank you everyone, and take care. Bye.
Thank you guys.
Thanks a million.
Thank you.
Thank you for organizing.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.